This is going to be one of, if not our final live for this mini course. I think I'll be recording our last one, or we're going to cut it off. We're going to just kind of see how life presents for us. But we are about to go and enjoy a nice, relaxing vacation. And so this will be our last live. We do have one more I want to offer you in the course, so we will see how it goes. So stay tuned, stay subscribed, and we will kind of see how it all unfolds. It's all about being present and letting life present. And we're just kind of seeing what that looks like for us all in the moment. So thank you for what we're talking about is something that I tell everybody is to be in life is to be in recovery. We are all in recovery. We are all at some point going to regress. We're going to slip back into our old habits because every day we are intentionally mindful to be present. We have to be intentionally mindful to be present. And that's what the recovery process is about, is knowing that we will regress, we will move forward and grow, and it's all a part of it. And we are fighting every day to be present in the here and now and letting life present. So, as always, we're going to start with just kind of taking a moment, taking a deep breath, rolling those shoulders. I'm so glad you're here. Release the jaw, kind of take that big diaphragmatic breath in and then slowly release it. Keep those feet on the floor, knee those hips with your toes. We're going to talk about something really big and something that can really destabilize people, and that is going to be failure. That is going to be regression. Because when you're doing well, things look good and things feel like flow and we feel like we are so capable. And then when we're not, we can feel like all or nothing. We slide right back down beneath the soil, and there's no failure in that. It's knowing that we can tend our garden and connect to something deep in our roots and our bedrock, kind of at the same time. And what you do with that, that's the key. That's why there's no hierarchy, because at some point in time, the whole point is, and we'll be getting into this in August, so stay tuned. I got some really good stuff as we get into third quarter. We're going to do living framework, and so we're really going to put all of this into action, so it's going to be really good. Stay tuned, subscribe. And the whole point, what we're going to get to, is as we tend the garden, the point is to be able to access underneath for what serves us and our purpose. So the tar pit no longer becomes this void of lost identity and making mud pies with our inner child. We get purpose and we redefine our responsibility, and it becomes a root cellar. We have creativity, we have things to nourish us, and even in times of suffering or of winters and poor crop, we have a basement for bedrock, so a place for recreation and really enjoying ourselves. And as we create nuances in those narratives of discipline and we learn how to kind of structure our unstructured time, we now have a lot of space for ourselves to do what we want to do, to really have that extra space that we don't find we have right now because we're on the hamster wheel. It really opens up a lot of space when we finish that basement. And then in that quicksand of the mind, what we're going to do is keep nourishing and mending the soil. It's a worm garden. Every year we compost, right? We're adding in what we have consumed and no longer need, and then we're mending it so that it feeds the plants that we are, and the direct plants and intentional plants for our garden. We tend our garden that we have built. So that's going to be a lot of what's coming up in August. So it's going to be really good. And how we're going to do that, if you want it sooner, book a coaching session. We'll get you there really, really quick. My remission rate's 1 to 3 session in therapy, Imagine what I can do when you don't have a clinical diagnosis and you just want to maximize on your mindset. And you want to really make your mindset the most efficient and effective. I can do that. I can do a lot of things with that. But for anxiety and depression, 1 to 3 sessions, we're actually going from high clinical acuity to minimal, mild symptom presentation. So it's really exciting what we're able to do. So let's get started and understanding this regression and how it's going to come up and what we want to do with that. Remember, there's no shame in this game, so let's get present with it. So I want you to look at this idea of the dip. And the dip is going to be like as we are regulating and we're identifying bedrock sentences and we practice curiosity and we're doing everything that we have built up until today, that dedication, the stabilization during expansion. And 1 week we are good, right? We've got it all. We're doing all the things. And then there's these weeks where we're just like scrolling on our phones, we're reverting to old habits, we're avoiding and procrastinating, we're overworking. Oh, that blessed overworking. Oh, we're trying hard on it. We're picking fights and we're shutting down. Dualities of truth. Both things can be true. We can be growing and we can still be reverting to some old symptoms. And so the first thought is I'm back at the beginning. This always happens, all or nothing thinking. I don't know why I thought I could do this. I knew bedrock sentences is I'm always going to just fail. Why did I try it? And remember, you're not. You're not at the beginning. Because remember that growth, that if you were to track your growth, there's a slow progression of growth. So even when we slip down, we're still higher than when we were at the beginning. And we expect to regress. Relapse is a part of recovery. So we expect to relapse. We learn new data points and then we keep growing. And then we relapse a little bit. But do you see, we keep growing. We keep growing. The relapse and the regression is going to happen. We expect it. And it's not proof of failure or that you've stopped growing or that you plateaued. It's proof that growth triggered something. It's a data point. So as we stay curious, we find what's that data point is going to be. Because when your nervous system stretches into new territory, whether it's success, vulnerability, rest, or even visibility, it will test old patterns. It's going to want to slip. It's an indication of growth when you slip. Because it's asking, is this safe long term? Is this something you really want to do? Are we creating a new homeostasis? Or is this just a fad diet? Because you did so many fad diets, man. What if this is all it is? It's just a lot of stress, and then we're gonna feel really good, and then we're gonna just revert. How you respond, it's not about the regression. It's what data are you grabbing from the regression? And how are you going to respond? Are you going to keep reacting or are you going to use the new wiring that we've done in the brain? Because if stress increases, if life shifts, if you get tired, the body is going to go back to what it knows. It's going to go back to a comfort zone. And you'll feel the urges and the cravings. You'll start to feel the cravings of, oh, I know I'm stressed. A million years ago, in my 20s, I had a really high stress job. It was just terrible leadership. Imagine that, terrible leadership, and I was stressed out about it. That could never happen. That's not on brand for me. And I found myself for like a 2-month period, like coming home really late after working really hard. And all I wanted was nachos and I wanted a dirty martini and like terrible. I guess they call it a girl diet, like snacks is like a girl diet. Um, not loving that brand, but it is a thing, I guess. that's what I would do, like, almost every day, like, I'd find myself, like, almost, like, preparing for and looking forward to this little, like, nachos and a martini, like, and the thing is, no judgment, no shame in the game, is every time I would get stressed after that small period, I would realize that I would crave olives and I would crave the nachos. And so I learned that those were triggers that told me that, oh, you're really stressed out. You need to nourish your body, not like trash it. Like that didn't do well for you. That didn't like make you feel good. So let's not like reinforce it as if our body is in a panic mode. Let's replace it with some protein. Let's get something else in there. So, but it did, and it still will come up as cravings, but I found my response. Instead of going into those relapse moments, I found what my responses were. I realized that that was very encapsulated to that time of high stress, and that was a comfort for me to have that. And so these are the things that we're looking at, not that like, "Ugh, I did it again. I can't believe I did that," but noticing and get curious with it. I have a lot of clients. I don't do substance abuse counseling. I do have a lot of clients who, as we are working through and kind of managing the symptoms, and they're ready to kind of work on and grow in other ways, they mention their relationship with alcohol or marijuana or other substances, and saying, I don't know, like, I mean, it's not like it's bad. Like, I go to work every day, I have friends, like, it's not interfering with anything. That one piece of the diagnosis that says this is, there's consequences there and you still do it and you're interfering with your daily activities, like, it's not really a problem. I don't know, like, I'm not sure that I love that it's there and how often it is, and so I asked them, I said, "Well, let's just get curious with it. No shame or game. Do your normal routine and notice, like, notice what's happening beforehand. Are you tired and all of a sudden you realize that, I don't know, like, it's, like, been programmed into me, I need a glass of wine to unwind at night." Or I end up like having a really hard day and then I want to vape to kind of just let the day go away. And as they get curious, they realize the narratives that they've been placing on it, and that they stopped having control over that relationship. And just being curious with it allowed them to come back and have more control over that relationship and dictate more of how they want that relationship. And sometimes we create pauses and we do other activities that feed us before, like, so we the time between when we normally would engage um and kind of pause, we just keep expanding it, but we just get curious because sometimes we just need to know how bad the relationship is before we fix it. Because what we do is just shame ourselves and say, just don't do that, and white knuckle it, then you're not really in recovery. You're not really sober. You're just not doing something, and you're not really sure why. So it's important to know those root causes so that you can actually address what's going on instead of just saying, I'm just not going to do it because I'm good or bad, right? Now we're just in another narrative of success failure, and that doesn't really feed us. And as we look at this garden metaphor, what we see is that the surface behavior may dip. The bedrock sentences can get louder and louder and just pulling for us to come beneath the soil. And it doesn't mean that you're buried again. It doesn't mean that you're failing or that you're going to get sucked up into the tar pit. It means that you touched a root, that you hit something that was at a core and it's starting to feel very raw. And so you want to revert to comfort because you have years of experience of covering up this root and managing around this root. And what we're doing is trying to find what that root is so that we can address it. Is this something we just need to excavate? Is there something here that we need to kind of reestablish and nourish and trim? And what do we need to do with this root? Because regression is feedback, it's not condemnation. And so, as we're hearing all of this and we're processing all of this, I want you to take time to kind of ground. This is a lot. This is a lot for us to be present with because when we are doing all the things and we feel like it's out of our control and we see ourselves reverting, right? We want to find response very, very quickly. We want to know that there's like a right and a wrong here. And so I want you to take time to press those feet in the floor, make the biscuits with your toes. Take that deep breath. You've recently experienced this dip. Just notice the shame that may arise with it. Remember, there's no shame in the game. Shame will connect you to your grief and connect you to your trauma. It'll reinforce that root to stick around, to get louder. Shame makes regression worse. And so I want to talk about this drama spiral and a pattern that happens quite often, that there's this initial dip and then the shame about the dip and then the collapse of that shame. So if you miss one day, this is why discipline, language of discipline doesn't work. This is why we do dedication, not discipline. Because when you miss one day, you tell yourself you ruined everything, all or nothing thinking, bedrock. You avoid the next day, and then the whole week gets lost. And then you just feel like, I always do this. I never seem to be able to follow through. I can't believe I tried to start it like it was going to be different. And know that just because you miss one day, it's not regression. Just because you missed one day is not regression. It doesn't make a pattern. The shame compounding is going to be a normal fluctuation. It's going to say, are you really serious about this? Relapse without drama means you're going to notice it, you're going to name it, you're going to neutralize it, navigate it for 5% correction, and then just move forward. Nourish yourself. And so, what I want us to do is, I want us to have a reset protocol so that you understand that this is all a process. It's not an outcome. It's clarity, accountability, dedication is returning, and purpose is orientation. Remember that we're going back to those pillars. So, to build a reset plan, we have to remove the global language. Don't say you're going back to square one, that you have to start all over. Give yourself some grace and say, I had a hard 3 days. Be specific, contained, and finite. Allow yourself that space. Redefine what it is that you have done for yourself instead of what you haven't. Step 2 is regulate. Get those feet on the floor, make the biscuits with your toes, the longer exhale for the inhale. Nourish yourself, navigate, neutralize. Find that neutralization. Where are you right now? Do not fix in that dysregulated state. Just find your regulated state. And as you find your regulated state, make sure those shoulders are dropped, they're not tense. Remove all the tension in that jaw. Return to one anchor. Not all the pillars, not the whole system, but one small action. Is it clarity that you want to go back to? Is it returning? Is it just finding what the purpose is and taking one micro step towards it? Open the document if you're writing. Take a 3-minute walk if you're trying to be more active. Send one honest message if you're trying to be more vulnerable. Make those micro steps again Do one thing that says you're still showing up for yourself. And remember that we can have recovery days. Recovery days are not going to be binging and rotting. Recovery days is doing it at a very, very low intense pace. Stretching. Instead of working out, stretch. You're allowed to have those days. You're allowed to stretch for a whole week. At least you spent that time doing something. Give yourself grace for what you did. Because here's the thing, you have to ask curious questions like what triggered the dip? Was it fatigue? Was it conflict? Was it working, expansion, stress? We want to seek the data points. You don't want to get caught in the spiral of all or nothing in bedrock thinking. Because the goal is not to eliminate regression. It will be there. It's understanding that it's going to be there. It's a part of our growth. What we want to do is reduce how long we stay in a regress state. Resilience is not perfection. It's the speed of recovery, of returning. Because you're not failing when you dip. You're human, and we expect there to be kind of plateaus, growths, and dips. It's what you do. It's not the rupture, it's the recovery. It's not the reaction, it's the response. And so this is something that you want to explore more. You know, we have the free, I'll put a link down. We have the free Mastering the Inner Game. It's going to be 5 self-paced courses that we have. So you can download the Kajabi app and you can just hit play. And it's all there for you to learn about interpersonal skills, emotional regulation, and the executive functioning and how to build that and this how to build a pathway to success and what is holding us back. So it's really valuable information, putting our neuroscience framework into action so you can really see what it's like. We have the couple master course. So if you want to learn and how to maximize on interacting with others, that's the key. And we are starting to get a wait list for, and it's building very quickly. So definitely sign up for our Inner CEO course, which is really going to do a lot of what this is. We're going to break it down into a self-paced course, about 19 episodes of learning how to be able to navigate mind-body connection, be able to navigate kind of executive function, emotional regulation, and interpersonal effectiveness. So it's all going to come together. We, of course, have neurohumanity.com, which will tell you exactly what our philosophy is that feeds all of this framework and help you better understand kind of where we're coming from and what we have built at a grand level. And as always, we have the Substack. It's another podcast with a purpose, whether you're doing the free course, the Inner CEO, the masterclass, or our Substack. If you download the apps, either Kajabi app for the courses or the Substack app, you can press play and it'll read to you everything that is there. I have videos for the courses so you can actually hear the videos and you don't have to actually sit still. You can go on your walk, listen to this, enhance your mind while you're enhancing your body. And what it's going to do is enhance your mindfulness and intention on what you're ingesting. You're going to find fuel over food. You're going to find that there is all of this nourishment and the knowledge instead of getting lost in the avoidance. It's going to fill you up. So definitely check out. We have the 3 paths, 1 human story, which is self, relationship, and work. It's all interconnected. And so all of our trainings kind of go through that. So definitely check them out. I have all of that in the comments. And I want to leave you with this. You do not lose progress. You do build capacity. Every reset will strengthen you. Relapse is a part of recovery. You have to know that we are all recovering. It is not just for substance use. It is every single person is recovering, seeking every single day to build an intention to be more mindful and present. This week, I want you to see that if you dip, remove the drama, get out of the all or nothing thinking, don't slip into the bedrock thought. Notice, name, neutralize, take that pause, slow down, reset. I'll see you at 7 next week, and that will wrap us up for this whole mini course. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely leave a comment. Tell us what you want to hear next. We're going to actually take a break for June and July for summer. Emma and I both have amazing adventures to come. Can't wait to share it with you. So get on our Instagram, Empowering Wellness Counseling is our handle on Instagram or in Facebook, um, to share with you. Emma's got a beautiful adventure that I'll let her share. We are headed to Alaska, and so we have a lot of great adventure, letting life present. We can't wait to share it with you. August, we're going to come back. Emma's going to do a breakfast club. So everybody who's ready for anxious or high achieving and success, ready for a fall read, we're going to start that first thing in the morning in August. I'm going to come in at noon to do the weekly challenges. We're going to go live on those and do kind of courses on the mini challenges. It's all going to be subscriber driven. So you definitely want to get involved. Get that subscription. We have so much good work for you. I can't wait. Today we did the Dust Bowl. We've got some really good stuff. We're doing decision making in June, and it's just beautiful work. So we're highlighting now some key chapters as we get towards the living framework and seeing how to build the inner CEO with the original framework from the key steps to live a happier and healthier life. I'm Jennifer Evans. Thank you so much. This has been such a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you so much. Have a good one.